Hello, my Beardos and Weirdos. It is Spooktober, and we've had a number of requests for r/LetsNotMeet. So today I thought we'd go through one story. And this one's called, Had an incredibly frightening experience last night and wanted to know if anyone else has ever had a similar encounter. Let's get started. Last night, I was at a classmate's house working on a group project we have due tomorrow. I live in an apartment in the town where our university is located, and my classmate lives at his parents' house, which is in the foothills just outside of town. In order to get to the house, you have to drive along a relatively secluded and narrow 2-lane road for about 5 to 6 miles. We started working on the project at about 6 p.m., and I ended up hanging around for a while after we had finished our working. So I left his house pretty late at night, about 11, and started down the road back towards town. I didn't realize how tough it would be to navigate the road at night. There were no streetlights, and the road was unkempt and riddled with potholes. On top of this, I had no cell service, so I had to drive very slowly to make sure I didn't blow out one of my tires, since I had used my spare a couple of weeks back. I figure I was about 3 miles from the house when I rounded a tight corner and saw a pickup truck with a camper shell parked diagonally across the road. The manner in which it was parked completely impeded my path, and I couldn't drive around it because there was a gully on both sides of the road. The only way for me to go at this point was backwards, where there was a pull-off that I could use to turn my car around. At first, I couldn't see inside the cab, but when I turned on my high beams, I saw there was a man slouched over in the driver's seat, his head resting against the steering wheel as if he'd been knocked out after a bad accident. I immediately sensed something was wrong. The way his car had just coincidentally come to rest in a position that totally blocked the road was a big red flag for me. I had heard stories about people playing dead in the road as a way to lure unsuspecting people out of their cars so they could rob them. I decided, heck to this, and elected to go back to my classmate's house and explain everything that was going on. I threw the car into reverse and kept my eyes darting back and forth between my rear view and the truck. I looked and I saw that I was almost to the pull-off where I could turn around. When I looked back, my heart skipped about 5 beats. The man who had been slouched out in the driver's seat was now walking at my car at a hurried pace, while a few other men jumped out of the camper shell and started moving towards me as well. I panicked and accelerated backwards into the pull-off, which messed up the undercarriage of my car pretty bad. As I put it into drive, the guy was already at my passenger side door tugging on the handle, which, thank the Lord, was locked. I only caught a brief glimpse of him, but his face appeared to be scabbed and leathery. Definitely a meth head or some sort of drug abuser. I sped away and didn't slow down at all until I reached the house, constantly checking the rear view to see if they were following. Thankfully, they didn't tell me. And when I reached the house, I explained what had happened to my classmate and we called the cops. I was grateful that my buddy's parents were kind enough to let me stay the night. They didn't find anyone on the road matching the description, but I filed an incident report and they told me they would be on the lookout for similar vehicles and suspicious activity. But holy heck, I'm still so shook up over it. I kept getting the same adrenaline rush when I saw the guy charging me whenever I think about it. Please share similar experiences you've had, as I would appreciate a good read or a good discussion to help clear up my headspace. Alright, my Beardos and Weirdos, that was our first dive into r/LetsNotMeet. I'm going to be linking this story in the description of the video, so if you like this, go into the description, click on that link, visit that subreddit, and give that individual a few comments. Alright, my Beardos and Weirdos, happy Spooktober. We'll see you in the next one, where we take it one topic at a time. Roll that outro!